Okay, let's do tutorial 4. So this is explaining about mana sprites and other ways to get extra mana. You should read all of this stuff, but I'm just going to click through it and explain as we go along. So first things first, my opponent is very far away and behind this wall of stuff, so we can advance without risk. And I'm going to advance onto this mana sprite. When I do that, the amount of mana that I have available to cast spells will increase by 25. And it's telling me that that I can always cast illusions even if I don't have enough mana. So here we have far more mana. I could activate my Lion Mega spell right now. But I wouldn't have enough mana left over to actually cast the Lion, so I'm not going to do that this turn. I'm going to... I don't think I'm going to do anything. I'm such a long way away. I think I'd rather conserve my mana until next turn and get these Lions out. So the enemy wizard is making a goblin, which is fair enough, and again getting 25 mana from this sprite. And that's useful to know. So we have the same mega spell, so the enemy wizard will be fairly close to being able to cast these lions as well. And if the goblin was fake, we'll probably get them out in the next turn. I'll go through this now, and another of the things that it explained at the start is that you can burn spells. So if I decide that my rats aren't particularly useful, and I don't think they will be with this this uphill fight that I'm facing, I can drag them across to here and gain 8 mana points straight away. The rat spell is then gone, and I don't get any replacement spells here. But I'll do that to show you how it works. Similarly, if I feel like the magic shield spell isn't going to be particularly useful in this game, it might be, but I want to show you how this works. I can burn that one, but this time I only get 7 mana, so the amount of mana you get diminishes each time you burn a card. I do get to draw a new card from my deck though each time I burn one, so it's also a useful way of acquiring more useful spells if the spells you have in your hand are no good. I've got tons of mana now, so I'm going to cast these lions. So I click on my staff here, and this is what the flashing stuff means. I can activate my mega spell. And my mega spell for a cost of 20 will give me 3 lions in one turn, which make up for not casting anything the last turn. Okay, oh yeah, it's explaining about burning spells here, which is what we just discussed. Okay, I don't really feel like I have to do anything particularly complicated on this map. Let's send the lions up to cover both of these exits. We'll send 2 over this way. I'll move over here, and I'll put down a fake lion here because it's a fairly believable creature. So that we've got an equal number of creatures covering each of these exits for the enemy wizard. Enemy wizard's very keen on these goblins, so I'm wondering when its Lion Mega spell is going to come out. Now I can attack this goblin, but I'll only take off half of its health. So I think I might hold back for a turn and see if I can coax it towards me. This one's going to move a little closer because I don't mind if the unicorn charges me. That's perhaps not a great move, letting the enemy goblin here have the first punch versus this lion. Yeah, don't do that at home. And apart from that, I think I'm going to try disbelieving this goblin so it can't hurt my lion. Because there's nothing I feel like casting this turn again. It was real, so I don't get to cast another spell this turn, so I'll just advance instead. Oh, the enemy wizard is feeling feisty. Okay, it's explaining about the mega spell, which we just saw. So in a little more depth, the purple stuff you can see filling up the spell card here. When it gets to the top, you'll have enough mana to click it, activate your mega spell, and then use some more mana to cast the mega spell. So I can see that the mana cost of the mega spell, which increases in law mode per activation, is now 68. And then after I've paid my 68 to get the spell card, I'll have to pay another 20 to actually cast the spell. Unless I cast illusions, but that would be a very risky move because if one of my 3 lions died, it would expose the others as fakes, and so they'd get disbelieved. On with this though. We can... that was a very aggressive move of the enemy wizard. Because we can kill his unicorn. And then probably just sit here. Oh, I'll get him out. That feels like a good idea. Let's pop it here. So that we can't be directly attacked in the next turn. And meanwhile, I'll move these lions close around this way, in case the enemy wizard tries to escape that way. And I think perhaps this lion can back away so it doesn't get killed next turn by the enemy wizard. So the enemy wizard is sensibly mounted up here because it's going to make him harder to kill. And let's cast another mount, so I'm going to have to chew through all this stuff. So what I think I will do is I don't want to get super risky with my wizard. So I'll use my wizard to take out the goblin. Again, the wizard strikes the killing blow, which gives you a little more mana, and bring my lions round here to at least weaken this mount. I'm going to bring these lions up as well. That will mean deliberately giving away the first punch, but I want everything hemmed in here. And the spell I'm going to cast is going to be... I think, again, nothing. I don't want to cast this turn because I want to save up for a giant to deal with all this stuff. So I'm going to cast Disbelieve on the elephant, I think, because that's going to be my biggest problem in the next turn. It's unlikely to be. It is fake. That's pretty brazen. The AI rarely casts fake mounts, but it will do sometimes. So that's really good because the unicorn's really weak. So I'm sure I can kill that in the next turn, and perhaps the enemy wizard as well. So I'm going to go on disbelieving things. Yeah, the goblin isn't, but that's fine, because mainly I wanted a little bit of fail mana for the disbelieve, and to leave myself with enough mana next turn to cast a giant. Okay, there's the lion mega spell we were looking at previously. And everything's engaged. Okay. I'm just trying to decide if the sword will let me one-shot this lion. Let's find out. Because if I do, then I can advance on the elephant and take out the unicorn. No, not quite. Okay. So the elephant's going to weaken the lion. My wizard's going to kill it. And I think even from an elevated position, I don't think the enemy wizard can take out my elephant in one go. So I'm going to move up to here. Yeah, it can take out a little more than quarter. So both the enemy wizard and the unicorn can take a little more than quarter of the elephant's health, and that's fine. So I've killed the goblin, and I'm going to move to here, which should engage these two lions and absolutely ensure it doesn't engage them. I guess the agilities have to be greater than for engagement's count. But I didn't want the lions somehow magically attacking my elephant if the enemy wizard had figured out a way to maneuver that. But now I can move up here, kill the unicorn with my elephant. The unicorn was fake as well. Wow. Well played, the AI. I'll weaken the enemy wizard with my magic sword. And now I can get my giant out adjacent to the enemy wizard. So all the enemy wizard can do now is punch my elephant and bolt me, neither of which are going to affect my wizard. And they're not going to survive the next turn, because they'll be engaged with all this stuff. Okay, well, hit a giant with your staff, that happens. Good game, enemy wizard.